Hello. Shit. I'm a little nervous, but okay. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay. I usually on this channel, Devio Rants. Welcome, by the way. This is Devio Rants. Um, my name is Sid, and I have a channel here that I have basically one other video on. I don't really talk much about anything, even though I have a rants channel, but there is just something I just come up. It just I just have this bang of ideas that whenever I see something, I just want to say something, but I never really act upon it. So I finally had a moment where I just needed to talk about something, and it's something that I have dear to my heart. Is about a person that I watch very much, especially in the last 2 years, and something they done recently made me think a little bit. I just want to preface this. This is in no way an attack on what she does, who she is, and anything, or it's also not an attack on what she did. But I do have. I mean, it is a little. It is. Let's be fair. It is gonna be a little bit, but it's gonna just be a little note on something that happened recently on her channel that I don't. It doesn't sit well with me, and I don't know if I want to attribute it to just her doing something wrong, but more on the concept of something that went wrong that I want to kind of talk about and just do a little rant on. Bear with me, I'm gonna be a little bit scrambly, a bit ranty. I'm not gonna do this in any kind of other way that other YouTubers do this. I just have my OBS, I just have it recording, I just put a background music, and I'm just going. Bear with me. Okay, so a little bit preamble. This is Aliciaxlife. Aliciaxlife does reactions to shows, popular shows, but also shows you just want her to react to. I believe you can request it to her. She will look into it if it's interesting to her or anything. But she also does fun things with her friends on it, and also reacts with her friends on certain shows. And the reactions range from movies to series to cartoons to anime, anything and everything that is interesting to her. She's a great person. Like the personality and any of these reactions are great. She has a good insight in most things. She has a bit of background in filmmaking from her studies. She has a lot of insight in e-gaming, esports. What did I say? E-gaming, esports, where she was a commentator back in a previous life when they, in a way when they say about the VTubers life and whatever they were before. I'm a VTuber myself, but I don't know why I'm talking like this. Anyway, um, and she is from a minority. She's from outside of USA. She lives in Canada. So there's a lot of aspects that is interesting to watch. For me, when I watch reactors, and I do watch a lot of reactors, and I don't know why I do this, but I have some interest in other perspectives that people give about the things I watch, or maybe things I haven't watched yet and I don't really plan to watch, but I can get kind of like a good inside thought on why I can or should watch something, or just a better perspective on things. And my own reactions is like I like a lot. I would like to see a lot of reactions from people who are kind of way outside of the comfort zone of something. And Alicia has basically, with anime and nerd culture, has not really has been like tangentially kind of into that space, but hasn't really explored it from her original work in the gaming industry or in the film industry. And so she has been reacting to a lot of things that are more popular on the internet or in the weeb culture, and she's been kind of growing inside of that sphere. My personal favorite is her One Piece reactions, where I basically found her channel, and I've basically been watching since almost beginning of when she started, and I have been excited on her reaching Wano, and at the moment she actually finished Wano, so she has gone a long way in a 2 years time to catch up to 1,000 plus episodes of One Piece. So props to her on that achievements. Um, she also has a what was I gonna say with I have all these tabs. I'm doing a kind of like a Ludwig thing where she just like opens tabs and then start talking about a certain subject and presents this just to show and tell. But I have no idea why I have this one. Oh, I remember. Okay, one thing. It's hard. It's hard, man. It's like it's not an easy thing. So there's a reason why there's only uh, one other video on this channel, and it's a bad video. Don't go watch it. It's from 2019, long time ago. Anyway, so Alicia has recently been dealing with a lot of hardships, especially since the COVID times. She has found her like kind of way into this space as a VTuber, and basically has been growing because it's easier for her to react to stuff because she was in a situation where it's kind of hard to deal with things. She just beat cancer just this year. About 2 months ago, she made a video like this, but the thing with cancer is you never really beat cancer. It's always how should I say, a chance that the chance that you can get cancer again or have cancer is like getting lower, and it's low enough to say that you've beaten it, right? It does not mean you will never have cancer anymore. You can get cancer at some point still. um, my mom also has cancer and is still dealing with it, breast cancer in this case, so I kind of know the ins and outs of that one, and it's kind of rough. Yeah, it's terrible. But she's also been dealing with the public space, or like the YouTuber space, kind of giving her shit on this subject, uh, because they have been clickbaiting her illness, um, and which is a terrible thing to have done, and have to have happened to you while you are just doing your own thing, trying to get your own money from a terrible situation, and kind of getting into the space, into a better space, and finding your own community, and all these kind of nonsense is just, it's just terrible to go through. So I'm very I think she's a great role model to follow in that regard, especially with her illness, or like beating her illness, or her handling of her situation and fighting through it in the way she has been. Um, so yeah, and also just the other stuff that also exists, like being a woman in a weird like space that doesn't isn't really accepting, like I'm referring to the esports space, and also being darker of skin and having those kind of issues also related. So there's a lot of things to be unpacked there, but let's not go over everything. But this is to say, just painting a picture that I do know a lot and have heard a lot of this content creator, that I know enough, and I am not attacking this person based on who she is, but more on what happened, right? Okay. Um, just some more information. Honestly, go watch her if you can. Like I showed you earlier, Aliciaxlife is her usual channel for reactions of shows. She has more reactions of like kind of miscellaneous stuff and more internet stuff on AliciaXDev. She has a Twitch channel which is currently offline, but she streams regularly, and has reactions live on stream, which are a good follow. I have not watched the live stream. I'm a lurker. I'm a YouTube lurker. You will find me. You will find some. You might find it's a different name, but you might find my comments around her channel, basically being constructive or just hyped, or anything, or maybe commenting about her newer model not being like the last model. I like the lips on the older model, not on the newer model. That's a nitpick. That's a nitpick. You don't want to hear that. Never mind. Okay. She also has a channel with two other guys, which I don't know much about, so I can't comment too much about them. But they're nice personalities from the videos I've watched. I mostly watched these two videos, one by about Pirate Software and one about Jojo's downfall. And they have been great videos to watch, especially with the insight that Alicia herself gives on the subjects, and also from her experience in the spaces that are explained in this situation, or when it comes to content creation and dealing with other people in content creation. Now, how long has this been? 10 minutes. Goddamn. The real reason why we are here is because of one video, and that one video is this video, Quantum Mania, well, anti-wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantum Mania, and the the okay. I was about to go 2 miles a minute. I have a lot more tabs open that is supposed to help me with this, but usually, or when you come to the video, you will see that there is a runtime of 22 minutes, 22 minutes and 8 seconds. Usually when you look at her channel and her Marvel videos, you would see about a 40 to 50 minute kind of reaction, sometimes going over to an hour. Sometimes it gets smaller, but that's because maybe it's like an episode of a series, so it doesn't run that long, or sometimes it's just there's not much to say, or it's a simpler watch, so but this time it was really short. And what happened was, like this comment was saying, oh, this one's 22 minutes, you probably didn't finish it, did she? And that's exactly what happened. She didn't finish the video. Let's take a look real quick at what she said.
What I need to do is get
Dude,
You just don't care.
No, I do care. I know you want to help. I do.
Oh, fuck me. I can't do this. Oh, God. Oh, it's so much left. Oh, there's so much left. Oh, God. I really, oh.
Give it a moment. There's a lot of Mississippi's in there.
How far in am I? It just, dude, I'm over half an hour in, and oh, I'm trying so hard to give it a chance, man. I really am. Oh. I think this is where I throw in the towel. I think this is the first Marvel film. I thought it was gonna be Black Widow, but no. What I might do is stop the recording, bring a friend on as emotional support to get through it, or stop the recording and this is the end of the video.
Okay, that's the end of the video for me. In my opinion, that's what, or no, what I did at that moment was close the video, because it got me thinking. It got me the first reaction, I'm not gonna lie, the first reaction was kind of like a bit too visceral. And the visceral reaction, so that's got me thinking, right? It's like, why did I have a visceral reaction to that? And the point that got me going is the whole idea of what is a reaction video technically? What is reaction content supposed to be? And that got me heated for a moment. I just feel myself talking differently suddenly. Okay, bear with me. So, what is the difference? Why is reaction content? I don't know what I said. What is the difference? Sorry, my brain doesn't work. I'm not a content creator. I'm trying. Okay, reaction content, right, is supposed to be a reaction of the content, right? And I know, right? I know that it's unfair for me to say that if the content is that bad, it should be fair to the content creator to not have to watch it. But my opinion on that one is, why release the video, right? Because you have a whole bunch of videos on your channel, especially promising, because this series is a series, I didn't even mention it, is a series of Marvel videos that she watches on Monday Marvel Mondays. Sorry. And every Monday, you tune in and you find another video by Alicia, I'm all excited. I'm gonna watch some Alicia for the next hour, and it's gonna be all cool. And I'm gonna get some cool insights, and I'm gonna see some hype moments, and gonna see a good reaction to that, right? But if when a video in the long series of videos where that does happen, when this one does not, then it feels kind of weird. Because what happened just now? We just it feels like a bamboozle, right? Because you were promised a a series of reactions to a series of movies, but uh, there is one that just stands out as right. So what I'm trying to say is, am I wrong to feel bamboozled on that one? Because I have, as a viewer, a visual reaction. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. Where I'm saying like it's not a criticism to her specifically, because this is not her. She's not the only one that does that. I have seen that happen before, and you can also see that when you think about like movies. You have people reviewing movies, and they will halfway or like partway of the movie stop watching, but still release a review of the movie. And then we come to the moral side of things. It's like, is that morally just, right? I couldn't really find any specific, because it's hard to find, right? How do you search for that? But damn it, how do you search for that? But I do have two Reddit posts that kind of like talk about that concept and how that goes wrong sometimes. And I also don't like in anime where people react or review things based on viewing some episodes. I have not watched this specific episode of anime. I plan to watch it, but I see there is reviews, and this is standard for my anime list. Is that you get like reviews on the first episode, on the third episode, and they say like it's a preliminary review, but is it genuine? I don't like it personally. I don't like it because you do say it's recommended, not recommended, and anything in between, even though you haven't really watched the whole thing. It's like, is that just? Because like you can say, for instance, like Gigak, okay, I will say I will watch a video, I'll watch a trailer, and then decide if I'm gonna watch 1 or 3 episodes, or that I'm probably gonna recommend to must watch because on prior knowledge and blah blah blah. But I just imagine that if I were to watch something like Lucky Star from the first 3 episodes, maybe this is not the best example, but you can imagine an anime where the first few episodes don't really, get you into the anime yet, and then when you get through it, you finally get to the good parts. Even One Piece is one of those, right? Because One Piece gets good around the 300 mark, basically. Like there's maybe even earlier if you're really into that. Specifically, Alicia basically got into it around Alabasta already, which is, not a lot of people do that. For me personally, it was when Skypiea happened, and Luffy got shocked by Godinel, and I was like, oh, the writer actually thinks about physics and tries to keep going with it. Well, that's still debatable now because of what we know, especially in Wano, but or further, of course. But regardless of that situation, you still have to like think. Uh, what what was I saying? Anyway, what I was getting at is like, is it fair to then judge a whole anime because you've watched it partially? And listen, I'm not going to say that you have to, but it is something we have to like look at and think about the existence of it. And that means like, if I am going to be a reactor and I promise to react to content, especially a series of content, is it just to then say I'm going to stop halfway into the content and then release that same video? Because did you then actually react to the content in its whole? And I believe the thing that irks me the most is commitment. And even if it's in a professional setting, even when we're talking, I wrote professional wrong, by the way, but even if you think about it, religion, for instance, I hate when commitments are made but not followed through. And then, like, what are we doing at that point? And I had to think about this, and I had to really, I was kind of struggling with what exactly is bothering me about this, because professional integrity is definitely one of them. No matter your ideas of AI and stuff like that, I lean towards it's okay. You might lean not towards it, but I get it. I get your point of view that if you don't get it, you don't get it. That's fine. And I get there's a lot of loss of energy, a lot of loss of there's a lot of reasons why AI is a problem. But I think at this point we're just gonna have to live in a world where it exists. So let's not talk about that right now, right? But I did consult AI a bit to see what the because it's an aggregation of all internet basically till a certain point, right? So it should be able, and also it can search on its own, but it can give me basically a general collection of ideas to kind of inform my idea, but it's also a trap for bias, right? But I'm personally, I have enough of a critical um, decision making, wait, what, critical view on things that I cannot take anything that AI says by its word alone. But there are two things that it mentioned that were kind of interesting, and one of them is this one, the moral dimensions, where we talk about the viewer experience. Morally, creators have a responsibility to respect their audience's time and expectation. Halfway reaction can feel like a broken promise, and that's exactly kind of what bothers me about this, is that if you believe that the movie was wasting your time, why do you feel okay to then release the video wasting other people's time? Because I was expecting a video complete with a reaction, and which is basically me watching the the content creator, in this case Alicia. I was going to watch Alicia do her thing, and that was my enjoyment out of it. The Marvel aspect is not even important, because when we talk about fair use of things, the fair use comes into play when something is transformed into something else through commentary, right? In this case, let's say it's through commentary. So I am not watching for the movie, I'm watching for her reaction, and which is inherently true for my own experience. So if I don't get that and get a halfway reaction, is that truly a reaction? The other thing that it's saying is, if the halfway reaction, is done in such a dismissive way, that is it truly a commentary on the movie? It technically, like, this one is a little bit of gray area, but more, I'm more leaning in this side, in this case, in favor of the content creator, because Alicia did comment that she didn't like it based on it being boring, right? Which is a valid reaction to what she's watched till now. But it does set up an expectation, like from the moment you click the video, it sets up an expectation that is now not met towards the viewer. So I don't really care about the fair use part of it. It is it's something to consider in this case, because in this case she did do her due diligence and did her reaction as she should have, or as she wanted it to be, and actually give in yeah. But, was it insight though? It was how she felt, and how she felt is how she felt, and that is not something uh, um, that is owned by the content itself. The content only owns its own content, and fair use has been. This is rambly, but I hope you can find yourself in this as well. But what I'm trying to say is, there is a problematic situation that happened here, where the viewers listen. Let's be honest. reaction content is some of the easier content creations, because usually when you do a full content creation or a full movie or a full series or a full something, where the full content creative powers are at work throughout from beginning till end. You're talking about creating the idea, the planning out the whole time space of what the video will be from beginning to end on several layers, audio wise, lighting wise, filming wise, um, writing, all of those are. But when you think about a reaction, it's not technically having most of those things. Yes, there is work being done by the reactor doing the reaction on the content that is in front of them and in front of the viewers. But the editing still happens, and in this case with Alicia, it does happen too. Um, but at the end of the day, it's still you know you reacting, doing the effort. Okay, I don't watch a lot of bad reactors. I watch like reactors like Alicia, because she does have a lot of experiences. Like I said in the beginning of the video, she has a lot of experiences that she puts out there. Like a lot, like explaining her own experiences to the public in a very good and storytelling way that is easy to understand and interesting throughout the whole video. But um, is it more creatively driven than an actual story? Like an actual, like something like Amazing Digital Circus. No, because that is a lot more work behind, a bigger team behind, and is a bigger artistic endeavor and creative output than a reaction video is. So technically speaking, if a reactor is then not reacting to the full content, do we have a lazier outcome? Is something what I'm struggling with in this case, and that is what I wanted to make a video about. And this is not a attack. This is I'm ranting right now. I'm putting out there something I'm struggling with, and I feel like I'm not unjust to think like this, right? I put at the end of this, like while trying to research or trying to find some direction in this video, I just wrote down a few of my notes here, right? So, as a viewer of Alicia, I find it sad that I am not getting the full and honest reaction. In a reaction content series of a series of movies where the expectation for the viewer is trained, it is shocking to see a reaction cut short. And then shock, of course, in the eyes of the viewers, because they are shit. I had a word just now and it just flipped out of my mind. Um, they were shit. I had it again. They were blindsided suddenly by a very unconventional reaction video from Alicia. If eventually the reaction does get picked up again with a friend, it is sad that we will not get an unfiltered reaction from Alicia. This is from, which is to say, because if Alicia, one thing that you can say for sure, as a viewer can definitely say that when she is reacting by herself, she does take more time to think and then answer or react based on her own experiences, that goes a little deeper than the the information she usually shares when she is with a co-reactor. So I find it kind of sad that we don't get that. Okay, but that's you can't get everything you want, right? But it is something you think about. Life is too short. Will we ever get it? We won't. And then that's a sad thought, to be honest. But okay, does that mean I will not watch the eventual reaction, whether or not without a friend, with or without a friend? No. Does it mean I will lament if she does not even visit back this reaction? No. I think yes, she is allowed to do what she wants on her channel, as it is her channel. And I think that's probably the biggest thing I want to accentuate, because even though I do rant about it, it's not like I can want something. The only thing I can do is express, and I think it's even kind of poetic that this is my visceral reaction to a reaction. Is it poetic for her? Probably not. She's probably not even gonna see this, and if she's gonna see it, probably gonna hate it. What do I do? What do I do? From one brown Indian person to another. I'm sorry if this ever offended you, but this is just I just feel passionate about this because listen, I watch every week, I watch every day basically the things I want to see on your channel, and this one just gave me this kind of emotional response. I never put effort in making a video because I have a lot of other things to do, but this one made me want to make one, and it's more about the moral and ethical and professional impact of that latest video, latest Marvel React video that really got me thinking. It is just sad as a viewer that my trust was shaken, but my reactor would react. Right, that was my expectation. So I think if you commit to reacting to something, whether it's viscerally affecting you, if you don't want it to be, if you don't want to react to something, I would rather you just not post it. Just just say at the beginning of another video, I tried to, but I just couldn't. I would have been fine with that, to be honest. But a halfway reaction, what did I watch? What did I watch? I think in that regard, the AI was right. Why am I not also, is my time not also wasted in this case? While your time was wasted. And I guess for fairness, for you, I guess it was. But I think I would rather you have wasted my time reacting to slop, because then at least it would have been an interesting slop for me, because I could have gotten your interesting reaction from it. But now I didn't, so I stopped halfway the video because I was like, I am not getting more out of this, yet I'm wasting my time making this video anyway. And therefore I stopped watching the video midway. Yeah, I think that's basically everything I wanted to say on this. Is it coherent? No, but listen, on this channel, from me, anywhere where I am, you're probably never gonna have coherent anything. That's just how I am. My brain goes a mile a minute. Coherence is not a thing I do. Thinking is something I do, but my thinking goes beyond sometimes. People always ask me what I'm talking about. I'm just a, but yeah, yeah. What do I do? What do I do? In any case, that's basically all I wanted to say. I don't know how this will land. In any case, I do want to note something. Let's put it on last note, I guess, for housekeeping. Do not, please do not send any hate to me, to Alicia, and to any other people or sub channels or whatever that I shown just now. It does not make sense to do that. This was honestly supposed to be just a constructive criticism, but also a discussion on the concept of reaction, and if the full concept of reaction, morally, professionally, or when it comes to integrity, was validly expressed with the latest Marvel reaction video on Alicia's channel. I probably said things wrong, but I'm gonna upload this anyway. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, but I don't know, I kind of hope that no one watches. It's just me expressing something. I don't care about like visibility. or people watching the video. It's not about the video. It's like I want to watch. I want to watch reactions. Give me reaction. Give the reactions. Give me reaction. I want reaction. I eat it. I gobble it up, and it ruins my brain. I have a great brain, and I fill it with nonsense. As such is me. That's all I have to say. Bye bye. That was disgusting.